Hello there, DC Wood here of the Box of Stuff, reporting for Beartown Radio live at Daneside Theatre in Congleton, Cheshire, and the auditions are already underway for this year's Vicar of Dibley, and I'm joined now by Simon Matthews.
Hello.
And John Beech.
Hi.
Good to see you both, chaps. Thanks very much for taking the time to chat with us this evening. Now, obviously, this is the second year running that the Vicar of Dibley stage show has come to Daneside Theatre in Congleton. Now, describe how this year is going to be different than last year's.
Well, it's the sequel to last year's. So last year's was a compilation of episodes that culminated in the marriage of Alice and
Hugo. Yes,
correct.
brilliant.
So this one kind of picks up where that one left off. And again, it's a compilation or an amalgamation of classic episodes that leads to the birth of Alice.
Baby Geraldine, yes.
Baby Geraldine. Spoiler alert, but true. Yes, so it's that. Now, last time we were the choir. I was the choir master, and you were in the choir.
I was in the choir.
We had a choir of about 6 of us, and our main thing was in the church for the wedding.
Yes, for the wedding.
In the actual episodes itself, last time the choir did feature, and there's a selection of choral songs, but not songs you'd expect. So
Fantastic.
Things like Spice Girls.
Yeah,
and,
Two Became One was the
Yes,
hymn.
that was featured in the wedding episode.
It was, yeah, that was
yeah.
the hymn of Alice's choice.
Yeah,
and
fantastic.
then, there was things like
There was Wild Thing as well, wasn't there?
Wild Thing. We did some Madonna.
We did.
Wow.
What else was there? There was another one.
What was the last one?
I don't know. There was a few.
We sang the theme tune as well.
Oh yeah, and
at
of
the
course
end,
we did
so-
Psalm 23, which is the theme tune.
Brilliant.
Hopefully we'll be bringing that one back. But apart from that, there's going to be we're going to be doing various different songs this time. Strictly speaking, we're not in the script at all. We don't feature in the script. We didn't feature in the script of the last one, but it just made sense to have a choir. And I think our main purpose will be covering things like the scene changes and stuff like that. So adding a bit of music in there. And I think there is a song that everyone does at the end.
Yeah.
So it's obviously it's not suddenly a musical, but there's going to be a selection of songs dotted throughout.
Fantastic.
Well, I think the choir adds a bit of something to it as well, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah.
A bit of fun, and it's well known with the choir in the actual TV show.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, obviously, we remember the character of Cecil, the choir master, who
Exactly,
appeared in the
yes. That's his name, well remembered.
Songs of Praise episode.
Yes, it is.
Is Cecil? I presume is Cecil actually going to feature? Will in these episodes will he be snuck in there somehow?
He'll feature in as much as I'll be there as Cecil conducting the choir.
Ah, right.
So I'll be that character.
Oh, you'll be Cecil.
I'll
Brilliant.
be Cecil. So,
Fantastic.
Like last time, I'll be dressed as Cecil as this goofy,
Brilliant.
eccentric choir master, doing all my usual spins and ridiculous.
Well, his mannerisms, the actor who played Cecil, he was so good in a way, and even though he didn't have that much of a prominent role following the Songs of Praise episode, he still left an impact on people for his mannerisms, his quirks and his charms and things like that. And it was an overlooked highlight of the show. I thought
he only had, I think, in the episode a couple of lines.
Yeah.
In the original episode, he didn't have any lines in the stage version. But yes, people I think remembered him from the TV version, and it was like, yes, that's the choir master.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
So excellent. And John, obviously, you're part of the choir. What was your favourite? What appealed to you? What made you want to become part of this this show?
It's a chance to sing some songs which in a choir sort of manner, which aren't normally sung in that way. It adds a lot of humour to it. We have a lot of fun learning the harmonies.
Well, it sounded it when you were hitting the Britney, when you were singing the Britney Spears song "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time."
Yeah.
As soon as that came along, I was like,
that's
brilliant.
very much like what we were doing last time, isn't it?
Yes.
It's that juxtaposition of that choral style of singing, and then suddenly, what are they singing there?
Yeah.
And then they realise that they recognise the tune, and they don't necessarily straight away understand it because it's out of context. And they go, oh, hold on, that's Britney Spears or whatever. Yeah.
Fantastic. So have you guys been involved with Daneside Theatre a long time?
Oh, since I was 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
2005, I think, was my first show.
Brilliant.
Yeah, 2000 for me.
a bit before me, weren't you?
Yeah,
So.
a little bit. Yeah. Still here. Bad smell.
And still enjoying it though. Still.
Wouldn't do it if we didn't.
No, it's always a good laugh.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. If the day becomes a chore.
There's just some great people down here as well. Isn't
Oh,
there?
yeah,
We
it's
always
great
have a
fun.
laugh.
And there's always so many great things taking place at Daneside Theatre. Obviously, we covered the One Act Play Festival back in July. 39 Steps was on
Oh, I
in
love that. It was
March
just
and
so much
start of
fun.
the year. So much great fun. There's music concerts, there's films being held at Daneside Theatre. And obviously, The Vicar of Dibley is one of the greatest sitcoms ever to have appeared on television. So the name alone should instantly entice people to come down to the local theatre.
Well, so he did last time,
went
and it was pretty much a
very well.
sellout last time, and hopefully
I expect it will be
this
this
one
time.
this one will do the same. I think the name does help sell it, but I think the success of the last one, a lot of people obviously going to see it, and hopefully they'll want to come back and find out what happens next.
Brilliant. One last question, guys. What are your all-time favourite episodes, favourite moments of The Vicar of Dibley? And starting with you, Simon.
There's lots of moments. I think. I love the first episode because of it's like the reveal of it all.
Yeah.
I like the one with the the one with the animals.
Oh yes, the big St Barnabas becoming an ark for the morning,
That was
doing
a really
animal
good
service.
one.
Yeah.
The stained glass window episode was good. The wedding, which is superb. Because,
Classic.
there's just so many brilliant moments in that episode. And then I quite like it any time that Geraldine's in love and she tends to like the one where she falls in the puddle.
Yeah.
And that's to a waste and stuff like that. Just lots of visual gags that work so well. But I like the bits at the beginning of episodes before it even goes into the meeting, and there'll be something ridiculous happening.
I know.
With this idyllic village, very sort of pastoral, and it's like beautiful,
Or a
and then
milkman
something-
trying to fill up the milk bottles by milking a cow nearby.
Exactly, exactly. Something, just those little ridiculous, quirky, mad, very sort of British humour, but it's brilliant, and I think that's what makes Vicar of Dibley so great.
Definitely. And John, what are your favourite episodes, favourite moments?
I quite like the episode where there's a drought in Dibley and they try to sort that out by having a
Oh,
reservoir,
yes,
and then they end up chaining themselves to the church
Yes.
to protest and stuff and knocking down Dibley.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
And just you wait, we're going to fight you on this. So, dear lady, we'll be ready for anything you throw at us. And then the late, great Roger Lloyd Pack just swings him right in the mouth with that sucker punch. He wasn't ready for that.
I quite like the special they did as well when she actually got married.
Yeah, that was a really lovely
Yeah.
send-off, and I'm glad that Geraldine got a happy ending in that case. Yeah.
But I quite like the jokes that they do after each episode.
Oh,
as well.
yes.
They always pull out another joke,
classic
which is
jokes.
great.
Yeah,
Classic
with Alice, and
Yeah.
then of course there was that one time with David, and he actually got the joke after all those times.
Yeah. Well, they did that. That was like the last moment of the last show.
Yeah.
Last year's performance, I think, ended on that moment. It was quite poignant, wasn't it, when he begs her not to leave?
Yes.
And
it showed how much David had grown and evolved and developed as a
exactly.
character and changed for the
I
better.
don't know
Yeah.
what series was that by then? Was it?
I think that was the end of series 2.
Yeah.
Before they did the seasonal specials for
Yeah,
series
I think
3.
it was
Yeah.
seriously, and it was because by then you got to know him as a big grouch, but you knew he was kind of a lovable.
Yeah, a lovable grouch underneath that hard exterior.
And then when he's like, don't go, and that was like, but at the end of that joke, and it's just that pathos of
There's
it,
real
it's
poignancy there,
hilarious, and
just
then-
like when Frank came out and Hugo and Alice finally got together.
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
really
yes.
touching moments that I
Exactly,
love. Okay, thanks very much, guys. And Vicar of Dibley, when does the
Don't
week
ask
start?
us this question. It's the second week in October, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that the 8th? Yeah, it will be. It's
Fantastic.
Monday the 8th, isn't it?
Fantastic. And we'll see you again. And thanks very much for your time, guys. This is DC Wood finishing up the interview for the box of stuff. Vicar of Dibley taking place in Congleton in Daneside Theatre on October. Fans of the TV show do not want to miss this. Don't go away. See you again soon, guys.